Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is your host, Sharifah Hardy, here with Ask Sharifah videocast and podcast. You can find it on your local podcast station. I'm going to introduce today's guest. She's an incredible woman. She's a dear friend. But before we speak to her, I want to give you a little bit of background on exactly who Miss Viviana Puello is.
Artists are the most generous and inspiring people I know. They create, give, share, and fill our world with beauty. They compose a fascinating universe with a unique message that can transform and bring joy to anyone at any moment. Here at ArtTour International, we believe in art as a powerful tool to bring global awareness and create a positive impact on our society. That's why we love helping artists share their message.
ArtTour International is the leading voice in the art world, with over 2.1 million readers in 205 countries. Our international platform includes a high-quality print magazine, our digital publication, our weekly ArtTour International TV show. ArtTour International, create,
Succeed,
stay inspired.
Yes, create, succeed, stay inspired. We are here with the founder, Ms. Viviana Puello. Good morning, Viviana. How are you?
I'm doing incredible with, just being here in the show. It's just fun, exciting, and sharing some time with you, getting your energy even better.
Absolutely. I love sharing time with you and getting your energy as well. You had so much going on, but I wanted everyone to see exactly who you are, what you stand for, because sometimes people have no idea how huge some of those things that people are doing. You meet people, and I always say this about you, you are so humble, but when you
Thank you.
see what you've created, it's like, wow, you're definitely someone to learn from. So what do you have going on lately, Viviana? What's new?
There's a lot going on. This is going on. Just published my book and super excited about it. And we are also, when it comes to the magazine, we are launching on Earth Day, an incredible full day event that I'll chat more about it in a few. But there's a lot happening, and always trying to bring awareness about our causes, our passions, and sharing the artist messages through our platforms. That's the main goal. Everything that I do is for that, including this one. This was dedicated to all creators out there, to all artists, anybody who is a creative mind, who feel as an outsider, as a misfit, as not perfect, not fitting in this world. This is for you.
Okay, you are the masterpiece. So before we talk about the book and what you have going on for Earth Day, what inspired you to write the book?
The artists that I've worked with throughout the years. I've been in the industry for about 25 years.
Mhm.
I started as an independent artist and then became a curator, then became a publisher when I created ArtTour International. And I have worked with artists from all over the world, all over the world. We traveled with the magazine for I think about 53 cities, so many countries. And one thing that I found was the common denominator in every artist was, well, they're incredible creatures. They're beautiful people. I love working with them, but they're also very humble. And besides being humble, a lot of them are very insecure and have had a rough time getting
Mhm.
to discover or even being open about following their path to becoming an artist. It has been challenging. There was a time in our culture where being an artist was a no-no for a lot of families. So a lot of artists struggle with that and still are. So this is you are the masterpiece. It's for them to it's a reminder of the incredible masterpieces they are. We are used to looking at the artworks and looking at the masterpiece as outside of ourselves. Our creations are the masterpiece. For an artist, the perfection is outside. It's that expression, and
Mhm.
I want to bring that perfection in here because this is where it comes from.
Absolutely. I definitely understand that. But I want to go back to something that you said, Viviana, when you mentioned for certain people in certain cultures, being an artist was a no-no. What
Yeah.
specifically made it a no-no for those people?
Well, being an artist back then, and still in some cultures and some, I don't know if I could say in some cultures nowadays, we are in a global culture. So let's say some mindsets. Some people still think that being an artist it means you're going to be a starving artist.
Mhm.
You are in the low scale of the careers. You're not doing something that is going to bring you profits, or maybe parents are worried that the kids are not going to be able to support themselves or maintain the lifestyle that they wish for them. And let's keep that in mind. Some people think that being successful or for their children to be successful means they have to have a lifestyle they have set in their minds, which is totally different from being happy,
Mhm.
being joyful, be feeling fulfilled and healthy mentally and physically, because you're following your path and your passions. So,
Mhm.
there has been that resistance, and it has created, make it much more difficult for any artist to follow that path. When you don't have that support and you have that resistance, you have to go against the current. Sometimes it makes you stronger. In my case, it did. In the case of many artists, we needed that. And I was speaking about that with an incredible artist that is also working against the current. And I said, maybe we needed that resistance when we were children, when we were young, so that it would create that rebellious desire to do what we really wanted to do. And that's still in there fighting for it, right? I was prepared because of that. And it's a reminder for artists out there. It makes it hard. If there's any parent, any spouse, any family member that is listening today, it makes it difficult for the artist. So let's make it fun. Let's make each other happy and support one another. The artist
Absolutely.
needs it. The artist needs it. Yeah.
Yes. And people say support. And when I say support, I always say the physical manifestation of that support. Because over the years, people have said, oh, Sharif, I believe in you. I support you. Okay, well, let's have the physical manifestation of that support. So
Exactly.
I would love, where is somewhere that people can go to see some of the artwork that they can purchase?
Well, they can go to artourinternational.com.
Mhm.
And in our blog, we have tons of artists who we are supporting and that we publish. And the best thing of ArtTour International is that you get the link directly to the artist. So it's
Mhm.
not like you have to scramble and find out where do I find them. You're gonna find the artist website. Go to the artist website, purchase an artwork. Next time you have a birthday, next time you have to purchase something beautiful for someone that you love, purchase an original piece of art that's going to remain in their family or in your family for generations to come, and is going to increase in value as opposed to any other gift that you can probably buy, and it's going to degrade with time and
Right.
disappear.
Right, absolutely. So I want to go back to the book. What are some of the lessons that someone can take away from You Are the Masterpiece that will change the way they see being an artist?
Yes, I think the main lesson of the book, You Are the Masterpiece, is it's coming inside, coming in, going in and discovering the greatness within. That's the main lesson. Discovering why I say you are the masterpiece. And that's in here. That's in here. There are many lessons in here. One of them is about being risk takers. The other one is about the journey that we need to take as artists, the
Mhm.
journey that you all need to take, and discovering how there is perfection within us, even if we're imperfect. So
Mhm.
there's so much that we underestimate about ourselves until we start looking at it. If you start putting yourself as the observer of your life, as the observer of this incredible human being with all the struggles, and valuing every experience that you had in the past, and finding the beauty in the experience as ugly as you think it was. So finding beauty in your life experience, and also finding the beauty within you. I
Mhm.
think that's the biggest lesson of it all. How everything that we live and every experience in our life, as cliche as it sounds, has helped us to
Mhm.
become who we are today, and how important it is to value where we are and who we are. We might
Yes.
not be at the right place where we want to be, right? We have ambitions, we want to be there, we want to become there. But if we stop comparing ourselves to what we see on social media or what we see on the, I don't know, on TV, if we stop judging ourselves and comparing ourselves, and if we start valuing that which we see as the perfect creation, because we are perfect creation, then life becomes a lot easier, a much more fun, much more fun. And what can I say? You're gonna be successful, because being successful is about being happy, being healthy, enjoying abundance. When we start looking at what we are, what we have in our hands,
Mhm.
and experiencing gratitude, you're gonna be successful. So that, for me, that would be the main lesson. How traveling within will help you discover the masterpiece, help you discover success. Success is not outside of yourself, it's here.
Definitely, definitely. I believe cliches are cliches for a reason, and that's
Yes.
because they're true and they still stand true today.
Yeah.
So I definitely believe that artists need to check out your book, You Are the Masterpiece, because you really are the masterpiece. But what would you say to someone who has created their own masterpiece? They've created the work. It's ready to go out there. They still hear, maybe their family's words telling them, oh, go be a lawyer, go be a doctor. You'll never be able to feed a family as an artist. So even though they believe and they know that they are the masterpiece, they've created this masterpiece. Where would you recommend that they go in order to start out on that journey of being maybe a paid artist or someone who is actually selling their work?
Yes. Well, there are many resources. I invite you to visit my page, vivianapuello.com. There's a lot of resources. Reach out to the people that you think can help you. The first thing that you need to do, just like any other career, just like any other career, there are many resources. There is a market for it. So reach out, ask for help, and make yourself a plan for success. Make yourself, create a plan that you can follow. So that would be the first step. Take your career seriously. Don't look at it as a hobby, and take it seriously from the beginning. If you are going to study and someone is telling you you need to be an architect, why? My grandmother wanted me to be an architect. Now that you say that, so that's funny. And I tried a semester. No, it didn't work. So just follow your passions. And I tell you what, I strongly believe this, because in my life it manifested, and I've seen it manifest in many other people. If you do what you love, you're going to succeed. Abundance is going to follow. Why? Because you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it better than anything else. That thing that you would like to do, even if they don't pay you, that's what you're gonna do the best. And when you do your best, abundance will follow. It's just, I think it's math. It's gonna happen. It's like a formula. Do your
Yeah.
best. That thing that you'll get up in the morning with eager to do, not dragging your feet to go to work and do something that you hate. I believe there's a difference there, and we create abundance through that. We manifest it. We do.
Yes. No, I definitely agree. Definitely. I always loved your energy and the frequency that you resonate on. So I'm in complete agreement with you. But, some people today who are just tuning in, they have no idea about your history, how many times you've been on the different shows, how much that you've shared. So I would definitely appreciate if you share a little bit about your story, because now taking a look at ArtTour International, taking a look at what you've done, being in the fact that you're in millions of homes, you're in a print magazine, people would assume, I think, that you come from a family that just like, here, Viviana, you want to do this? We're going to write you a check for $2.5 million today. Go live your dream. But you started out, one of the things that we talked about before is you started out working about 3 jobs at the beginning to
Yep.
get to where you want to go. Can we talk a little bit about that, as opposed to somebody just saying, here's some billions of dollars, make your dream happen?
Yes, absolutely. So I went through a very challenging first abusive marriage and got divorced really fast, thank goodness. But then was left with 2 children, very young, 2 and 3 years old. And I was a single mom, an immigrant in a country that I didn't know much because I had just arrived to the US before I had my kids. So I had to find jobs to support them. And I had to find jobs to pay the babysitter, and have, you have your full time, and then you have the part time to pay the babysitter to take care of the full time. So I did a lot of, I mean, if I tell you all the jobs I did, and I think a lot of single moms out there understand. I came from Colombia. I had just graduated thinking I'm going to find this incredible opportunity, and found myself that I had to begin from scratch. So I was cleaning bathrooms in a hospital for my part time while I was working in an office doing administration. And that's how it started. And it was a struggle, many, many years of struggle. There was a point in my life where right after my divorce, where I became homeless. I had lost everything that I owned, which wasn't much, right? Because I had just arrived. But everything that was in my apartment was emptied, and my landlord put the trash bags, in on outside of the door, and whatever the neighbors or whoever found them took them. I was left with my kids with nothing.
Oh, wow. That's
Nothing.
horrible.
Nothing. So I found somebody to take care of my kids while I was applying for jobs. And she was kind enough to let them sleep in the house. And she was my old babysitter back then. But I couldn't sleep there. So I would sleep in a bus bench in front of her house
Oh,
to,
wow.
to be close to them, next to their window. I mean, there were things that if I go back, I get goosebumps, and I admire the masterpiece back there that endured that, right? And and the incredible support from this universe, because that's when I discovered how strong I was, how strong I could be. In At the moment, when you are going through a storm, you are holding on. You're not thinking about, can I do it or not. You're just holding on to make sure that boat is not gonna sink, and that's what I did. And then, years later, when I was able to, my kids were grown, I was able to follow my path as an artist. I did, and I jumped into the entrepreneurial ship before it took off. I think it was a crazy move. It was a godly move. It was inspired by many other incredible people that I had been listening and watching on TV, Dr. Wayne Dwyer, Louis Hay. It was in that time when I got very empowered and decided I'm going to do this. And we went through hard times all over again. I had to leave a good job because I was earning good money by then, but I left everything and I decided this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be healthy, because I went into depression and all type of other mental, illness because of that, because of all the struggles. So I asked for help, and out of that healing journey, that came through me jumping and doing my own thing, what I wanted to do. My kids were incredible support, and I did it. I became an independent artist. I was able to support them. I was able to support myself. And then, that's how the journey began. But it began there, doing whatever I had to do to make it happen. And that's what I always share with the artists, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. If you are an artist and you need to do a part-time job doing whatever it is to support your dream, do it. Who cares? Just do your thing. Forget about judgment. Just do your thing. Make it happen. Whatever it takes. The thing is, you need to do the work. You need to get up. You need to work. You need to make it happen. And believe and manifest, right? Those two things go hand in hand. You cannot just sit down and manifest everything. You can. Let me take that back. You could, right? If we were at that level of development, humanity could do that. We can create everything with our minds. But since we're not there yet, you're gonna have to get up and make things happen. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Now, just listening to you, we have so many similarities. We've talked about it before. I was homeless. I've lost everything, but I always kept going. And one of the questions people often ask me is, Sharifah, how did you do it? How did you get through? How did you make it? And my response to them is, what options did I have? It wasn't like I was living this life and somebody was like, oh, now you can become a queen over here. Just go this way. Or I was, over here losing everything. And somebody came in and said, look, we'll make you the CEO of our company. We'll give you this, $5 million salary. Just build this company. This was the life, as they say in cards. This was the hand that I was dealt. So I played the hand that I was dealt. And then people also say, okay, yeah, but you could have went into drugs. You could have went into drinking. You could have just kind of given up, went into depression and all these other things. So what made you, Viviana, what made you keep going along this path? Did you see a vision of a life you knew one day you would have, or what was that motivation for you?
I think inside of me there was a knowing that something better was waiting for me in the future. I always knew and expected something better, but at the same time I wanted something better for my children. I was a mother. I am a mother. And when you are a mother, you keep going. Trust me, you keep going. Even if you feel tired, even if you feel that you don't know if you're going to make it, you keep going and you make it happen. So that was a gift that it happened when I was a mother, and I knew that I had to pull it through because they needed me. So I was there for them. And I think that knowing that there's always something better, and repeating to yourself, there's always that rainbow after the storm. There's always a sunrise after the sunset. There's always something beautiful to expect and to wake up to. You have to repeat that to yourself. When we are in the middle of the storm and things are super dark, and this is something that I share here on this book, it's the power of the creativity and the imagination. You have to use it. Even if everything looks ugly, close your eyes and envision that which you wish, that which you want or you need. Envision the better future. Envision the dream come true. Envision the joy, experience the emotion, even if you're not there yet, because that's the beginning of the manifestation. And I believe in manifesting. I strongly believe in that. But of course, I believe in manifesting in a way that I am going to create, I am going to imagine, I am going to think about what I want, and then I'm going to lay out a plan so that I can make that happen. And even if I'm not able to do it in a big scale, I'm going to do it in a smaller scale. I'm going to do it step by step, but my dream is going to come true because there's a big, big, big force pushing me through it, pushing me forward. I think when we let the negative experience, when we let the negative situation, not just the experience, but the situation where we are, when we let the negative things that we hear from people influence and become a motor, a force that propels you to the better of yourself, then that's when we are very successful.
I definitely agree. It reminds me again, the same journey. Everything I've done was a result of my kids saying, "Mom, what's for dinner?"
Yeah,
Or what are we going to eat? Or how are we going to get this? Or they need
yeah,
school clothes and they need lunch money. They needed all these things. So it wasn't me saying, okay, when are you going to start your own TV network? Or how are you going to host all these shows? It was, how do I take care of these kids? So it's definitely one of the strongest motivations. Now, you mentioned it earlier, and we have a question here from Jean, or Jean would like to know, Viviana, can I ask about Earth Day? So let's talk a little
yeah.
bit about Earth Day.
So Earth Day, one of my passions, of course, I am part of my DNA is native, and I am very connected to nature. And Mother Nature has given me so much joy in my life. I mean, if it wasn't for my walks, looking at trees. And so we honor Mother Earth in ArtTour International. And starting last year, we launched the Earth Day celebration with a live event. It's a full day event we do in collaboration with earthday.org, mnn.org, Artists for a Green Planet, which is one of my foundations. And we dedicate the full day from 11 to 4 p.m. to a live streaming where we honor Mother Earth through speakers, through prayers, through chanting, through people who want to share their experience or their brands that are creating a better world, that are bringing products that are environmentally friendly, that are sharing how you can also live a more environmentally responsible lifestyle. So that's happening next Earth Day. We still, by the way, because I was away for a month because of health issues, we still have spots open for speakers. If there's anyone out there who's interested in becoming a speaker for Earth Day, let me know. Contact me through info@vivianapuello.com, and I'll be happy to let you know what we have available. We have a lot of airtime still available, and hopefully we'll fill it up, I'm sure, because there's a lot of people who love Mother Earth. And last year we reached 65,000 on YouTube. That was in 2021, and millions on the mnn.org channel. So this is an incredible opportunity for exposure as well as to connect the world, because this is an international event. We are going to have artists speaking from all over the world, and we're going to connect that day and advocate for Mother Earth, and also dedicate that moment and that time to the betterment of our humanity. Yeah.
So are there tickets required? What do people need to
Nope.
do? Okay, so how do they find out about it or stream it and watch it
Yep.
on, is it April 22nd?
It's on April 22nd. It's going to be on ArtTour International page. It's
Okay.
going to be on the Viviana Puello page on Facebook. It's going to be on mnn.org page. So all the pages, and YouTube. If you go to my profile, you get it. We're gonna be posting all the links tomorrow, because we start preparing already for it. And if you go to YouTube and look for ArtTour International, the event is already planned in YouTube. So for speakers, they're gonna have to contact me, info@vivianapuello.com. Yep.
Absolutely. Are you looking for anything in particular for speakers?
I'm looking for anybody that wants to speak about Mother Earth, that wants to share any experience, that want to motivate. You don't necessarily have to have a company, a brand that is dedicated for that, but I'm more interested in the message that they're bringing. So anything that is environmental, and this year we have a special year. So we're not just advocating for Mother Earth, we're also bringing peace awareness,
Mhm.
and I believe we need to do that strongly. If we have an individual that is not at peace with himself or herself and others, that individual is not going to respect the environment either. So we're bringing peace awareness and environmental conservation themes, those two. Anybody that wants to share anything about it, it's open and welcome. Anyone that wants to chant or pray for Mother Earth and unite the community, the international community, it's welcome as well.
Mhm. Do you have an overall vision or goal where you would like Earth Day to go? I know this again is your second year. You know,
Yeah.
if you just look down your looking glass 15, 30, 50 years from now, what is it that you would like to see not only on Earth Day, but just all over the world?
I would love to see live events. This is a virtual event that we're doing. I would love to see an international community united
Mhm.
live event in every city, in every town where people are united, dedicating that moment to Mother Earth, exchanging that energy, probably in an open space, in the forest, in the oceans, in the beach, people who are connecting with their foot on the ground, grounding and connecting to Mother Nature, touching the trees and connecting. There's an interconnection of Mother Nature. The trees have a network, and we don't believe that, but it is real. Of Mother Nature, there's an interconnection with them, with the forest. I'd love to see that in the human beings, we making that happen on Earth Day. That's my dream, to make it live and to be able to do that. And hopefully next year we'll start making this a live event.
Mhm.
This year, for obvious reasons, we're still doing it virtual, but hopefully 2023 will be a game changer, and that vision will start come to life.
Absolutely. Now, after last year's event, did you see what were some of your most proudest moments after last year's event?
It was incredible to see all the brands, all the independent entrepreneurs, right? Who were and they're born. I mean, these were brands that were born during the past 2, 3 years, where people were shut, companies were shut, and these were new brands coming forward that are creating, but they're creating environmentally friendly products, and that
Oh,
was amazing. In young, young generations coming through with products, for beauty products that are good for you, and they're good for the environment at the same time. In fashion designers who are working on how can we recycle clothes and reuse this fabric instead of throwing things away. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see that. Yeah.
mhm. Now, April has a question for you, Viviana. She wants to know what can we do about challenges facing our planet?
I think everything starts with our individual. So the number one and the first step that you need to take is the individual. And once you can learn as much as you can, so that you can educate your family, because that's how it begins. And then start practicing at home, right? Start practicing at home environmentally friendly decisions, and
Mhm.
then share that with your friends and start expanding, so that you can create a ripple effect that is going to grow into your community, into your city, into the country, and to humanity. If we can start doing that, right? Sending waves, sending waves, sending waves, this is going to expand. And we need it. We hear it so much. We hear it from scientists, we hear it from activists. We probably are, I think people have become numb from listening to activists and scientists and the TV. We need to hear it from the people that we know. People need to hear it from their friend. People need to hear it from the sister, from the brother, from the spouse. They need to hear it from their children. They need to hear. We need to hear it, and we need to talk it. So
Mhm.
speak about it, speak about it, speak about it. But walk the walk, do it at home, so that when somebody comes, so what is that for? Well, I don't know. I'm saving these leftovers. This I'm not gonna throw it away. It is a compost that is going on the ground. Things like that. Small details that can probably make a big impact. we
Mhm.
we underestimate how much people look at us, right? And use social media. That's the new thing, right? For this generation, and the
Right.
past, and ours, right? When I was young, we didn't have social media. I mean, this gray hair the gray hairs are there for a reason. and But social media has expanded this. I mean, we had 65,000 people watching our Earth Day event on YouTube. That only happens because there's social media. There's
Right.
social media. We can. Amplify that message, amplify it, focus on that, bring that conversation back to that. There's a lot going on social media right now. Let's bring the conversation to what matters really. Let's bring
So
that.
I definitely see that. What are some of the top three when you talk about starting at home, things that you can do at home to help the earth, the planet?
Yeah. And I tell you something that I'm trying to practice myself, right? I'm doing
Okay.
myself. One of the things that we buy too much, women, we like to go shopping.
I do.
So we buy a lot because we love shopping. So can we, and not everybody likes it, but guess what? It's so much fun if you can go to a used store, like a secondhand store, because you're buying something that it wasn't just created, it's used, reuse, and bring your product. The things that you don't want anymore, bring it, donate it so that
Right.
it could circulate, right? That's a way. Exchanging, it's another one that I love, and I do that with my daughter sometimes. So I go shopping in her closet, or she comes shopping on my things that we exchange. And
Mhm.
I know that there's friends that do that, and I've done it with my aunt, and it's a lot of fun. And you're not just buying new things and bringing more, more stuff in that you don't need to. Also, recycling, which is a struggle. There's a lot going on with that, and that is important. Recycling and reusing some of the containers that you received. That we receive a lot of cardboard. I mean,
Mhm.
eliminating the mails that you got. I mean, that's one of the biggest waste I see here is the waste of paper on news, on bills, on things that we need. We got bills with 10 pages for a bill when you can receive it online. So
Right.
those are small steps. Those are
Right.
small steps. Yeah. But
I
I think
definitely see those.
as a woman, I think the shopping, it's one of those that we need to readjust.
Mhm.
And I love there's some designers advocating for that and reusing things and looking for vintage stores
Mhm.
where there you can find so many interesting things, right? It's so much fun too. I love it. Yeah.
Yes. One of the things they done here in California is trying to eliminate all of the plastic straws.
Oh
So what
yeah.
I wound up having to do is to go get my own. I have my little metal straw now. That's in a nice little container in my purse that I take out with me because what I got tired of. I mean, I understand we're saving the planet, but I got tired of going to restaurants and the paper straw that they provide you, it just gets all mushy. And I'm like, ugh, I'd rather just give me a plastic straw then versus this paper straw that's all wet and whatever. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go get a metal straw. So I
Yeah.
wanted to do my part, so not to make to heal the planet, but also to be happy at the same time. So that was one small step that I did for the planet.
That's awesome. And go for glass. Go for glass. It's so much more cleaner, hygienic than plastic. I don't like plastic. I prefer to use glass. And we can reuse a lot of glass, right? Like
Yes.
there's some beautiful glass waters bottles that I'm collecting now. I probably create something with them, but I just love glass. There's something about it.
Oh wow, maybe I have to look into that. Give me a nice little glass straw. It's wonderful. Now, what do we have to look forward to just in general with you with ArtTour International? What's coming up for you?
It's something incredible that we're launching a bigger platform.
Okay.
It's still a secret. It's still a secret because it's going to launch in June, and we're
Okay.
preparing for it. So when I'm ready, I'm going to share it probably with you, most likely because you're one of my favorites to share
Oh,
with.
thank you. Thank you.
But it's going to be a multi-ply platform. Right now, it's about, we're reaching, MNN reaches 10 million viewers, on that network. So by expanding to that network, we were able to reach that many viewers. We're going to reach many more, many,
Okay.
many more. It's going to multiply. And I think it's going to rock the art world because it's going to be the first of its kind, and I'm really proud of it. So I can't wait. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta hear it. Sounds like crypto or something. Like some little detail is coming in there. I don't know. The crypto of the
It's not
art world.
crypto.
I don't know.
It's not crypto. It's not crypto. But it's, again, it's a platform, but it's big time. Dreams come true. Yeah.
We will find out. Definitely would love for you to come back. Now, Viviana, we are coming down to the last few minutes of the show. And what I love to do at the end of every show is just simply allow my guests the opportunity to speak directly to the audience, to everyone who is watching this show live, as well as everyone who is watching it in the archives, and let them know what you want them to take away from your appearance here today. So I'll give you a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Sharifah. Well, what I can say to you is this one: you are the masterpiece. You are the masterpiece. And focus on that. Focus on you. Create for you. Focus on your passions. Follow your passions. Follow that gut instinct, that desire, that dream. Work for them. Make them happen, because everything is possible. There's nothing that you cannot do. There's nothing. Everything that you have dreamed of is for a reason. It has a purpose, and you were equipped. The day you had that dream, you were equipped with everything that you need to make that dream come true. It's a matter of getting up, getting to work, and making it happen. And if there's anything that you need, if you want to reach out, if you're an artist, if you're an author, if you are a musician, a performing artist, and you want to reach out and find some support from ArtTour International, feel free to do it. Feel free to email me directly. I'm open doors to every artist out there. info@vivianapuello.com. And I'll be happy to share my story with you. I'll be happy to hear you and see how we can help you. And if you are around on Earth Day, which I'm pretty sure you are, tune in to ArtTour International on YouTube and also on Facebook, and support Mother Earth and attend our live event. Oh, thank you. Thank you, April. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It has definitely been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to have you here on Ask Sharifah Videocast. I want to thank you for tuning in, but also to invite everyone, as always, to go ahead and share this show. Some of the information may inspire an artist, help them change their life, but also to realize that you are the masterpiece. For more information, please visit Viviana's website at vivianapuello.com. For your interview, please visit the website at asksharifah.com. Until next time, everyone have a safe and a blessed week. Bye now.